In today's video, I'll be drawing a few of Nintendo's most recognizable characters as US national monuments. I know, it might seem like a strange concept, but stick with me here. It's the first episode in a series of videos I want to create paying homage to different cultures and countries around the world, while interjecting some cute Nintendo art into the mix. In a respectful way, of course. So, if that sounds interesting to you, please sit back, relax, and let's enjoy some comforting Nintendo art together. Alright, so starting off with piece number 1, we have Devil's Snoozer. The title is interesting, but it all makes sense in a second. If you're unfamiliar, the very first established US national monument was Devil's Tower in 1906. Located in Crook County, Wyoming, Devil's Tower stands 900 feet in the air above miles and miles of flat ground. This colossal rock formation remains a mystery to scientists around the world. There are many theories as to what caused the tower to form, but no real agreement as to what produced this behemoth. What we do know is that the tower began as magma, or molten rock, buried beneath the Earth's surface. The process by which the magma cooled to create the tower, or its relationship to the surrounding geology of the area, is still up for scientific debate. So, when deciding which Nintendo character I wanted to take the place of Devil's Tower, I knew I needed to pick something big. After some deliberation, I settled on the gentle giant, the sleepiest of all guys, Snorlax. I chose to depict him way off in the distance as a Pokemon trainer gazes upon him with interest. My goal with this piece was to evoke a sense of serenity of a calm autumn day. So, surrounding the trainer, I illustrated lots of colorful trees and tall swaying grass. The inspiration for this piece, and honestly this whole video, came from the works of Nightfly's art on Tumblr. I saw his work a few years back and I knew I had to draw my own take on one. So, around early 2023, I drew the piece, The Plains of Togedemaru, which depicted a large statue of the cute rotund Pokemon, as a trainer admired it in the foreground. I took this idea and developed it further. Instead of just drawing Pokemon statues, I drew Nintendo characters as a whole, in place of famous US statues and/or national monuments, for this installment in particular. So, here's the finished piece. Let me know what you think of this drawing below. If you would like a 4K resolution download of this image, check out my Patreon in the video description. Now, on to the next drawing. For piece number 2 today, we have none other than the Statue of Liberty. Honestly, when one thinks of a US national monument, this is probably the first image they have in their head. Well, at least for me. For some background information, the Statue of Liberty was created by Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi. I probably butchered that, but that was my best try, okay, I'm sorry. And was built in France between 1875 and 1884. The statue was disassembled and shipped to New York City in 1885 and reassembled on Liberty Island in 1886, where it stands today. The statue stands as a universal symbol of freedom and fortuity, especially for immigrants arriving by sea seeking new opportunities in America. Alright, here's some fun facts about the Statue of Liberty that you may not know. The statue represents the Roman goddess Libertas, the personification of freedom. Also, Gustave Eiffel? I'm sorry. Helped build the metal framework of the statue. The same man who built the Eiffel Tower. I guess it would be Eiffel because, whatever. Interestingly, the Statue of Liberty is said to be struck by lightning around 600 times per year. This fact directly influenced my composition for this piece. Moving on to the drawing itself, I chose Princess Zelda. This depiction of her is based off her model in Breath of the Wild. However, I carried over the tear marks found on her face in Tears of the Kingdom. It was a bit tricky to get this to resemble Zelda herself, as Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom feature a very heavy cel-shaded look, meaning everything has sharp shadows and flat colors. A great style for anime type appearances, but when attempting to render Zelda in a more 3D, real-ish looking environment, it became quite the challenge. In the end, I sort of split down the middle with somewhat realistic shading, but not 100% accurate light and shadow balance. As you can see, instead of holding a torch, I drew Zelda holding a Korok with a glowing leaf mask. Or is that their actual face? Honestly, I'm not too sure, but alas, she has a cute iridescent friend. As stated earlier, the fact that the Statue of Liberty is struck so often by lightning made me decide to draw the background as a dark and moody thunderstorm. Let me know what you think of this piece, and if I did Zelda and the Statue of Liberty justice. Now, let's move on to the last piece of the video. Okay, we've made it to the final piece of today's video. I'm sure you're all well aware by now what this drawing will be, as you've seen the thumbnail of the video. Nevertheless, the monument I will be recreating today is Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore National Memorial is a massive sculpture carved into, well, Mount Rushmore in the Black Hills region of South Dakota. The monument started in 1927 and was completed in 1941 under the direction of Gutzon Borglum. That's an unfortunate name. The sculpture features US Presidents George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. Mount Rushmore is a symbol for freedom and democracy, and a special place for all people and all cultures, according to Google. The Nintendo characters I chose to include in this piece are a surprise to no one. From the game Pikmin, replacing George Washington is Captain Olimar. In place of Thomas Jefferson, we have a red Pikmin, Theodore Roosevelt as a blue Pikmin, and lastly, Abraham Lincoln as a yellow Pikmin. This was actually the first drawing I did for this video, and I was initially just going to make a video out of the one piece, but after completing it, I decided it'd make for much more interesting a watch if I made a series of illustrations. In my interpretation, I chose warmer tones for the rock faces, and because I can't help myself, I drew huge billowing clouds in the distance. Drawing these grand, Studio Ghibli-like clouds just make my heart happy, as I feel they really breathe life into every piece. In true Pikmin fashion, I wanted to draw the sculpture as though it sat abandoned and overgrown for thousands of years, decaying and ripe with vegetation. Let me know your thoughts on this piece below, and if you'd like to purchase 4K downloads of this and any of the drawings in today's video, they'll all be available over on my Patreon. So that's been today's video. Thank you so much for watching. It feels so great to be making content again. I've missed you all so much. I've just been so busy lately, and to be honest, slightly uninspired, but I'm trying to find my light and motivation to make art for you all to consume and enjoy. I don't want to let this wonderful opportunity to build a community of Nintendo art lovers, and honestly just video game art lovers in general, go to waste. So I sincerely thank you for sticking around, and if you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. With all that being said, I'll catch you all in the next video. Remember, stay strong, friend. Your uniqueness is what makes you great. One day, it'll all make sense. Much love. Paracosm.